a friend or a colleague that sometimes grind your gears? Maybe you wish to learn more about yourself and the people around you. Or maybe you just want fluent communication without being misunderstood. If so, you might find the DISC assessment useful. DISC or DISA is a theoretical framework for classifying people's behavior. Roughly speaking, the purpose of the DISC tool is to put people's behavior into categories and then treat them accordingly. Of course, no single person fits into one single box. Also, people's behavior will always change depending on the context. This is just a very simplified view of people's behaviors. Most people are a blend of these four types, but many people have one of these four archetypes shown more clearly in their behavior. The DISC idea is almost 100 years old, but it has recently been popularized by the 2014 TED Talk by Scott Schwefel and by the book Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Eriksson. I've really enjoyed perceiving people through this DISC perspective. However, it's worth mentioning, some psychology professionals view this theory as pseudoscientific BS. Here's how it works. The method used to put people's behavior into categories is by using this coordinate system. Here on the coordinate system, the horizontal axis tells if a person is introverted or extroverted. The vertical axis tells if a person is oriented towards tasks and goals or people and emotions. Together, these two axes create four different personality archetypes. These archetypes, dominance, inducement, submission, and compliance, creates the acronym DISC. These personality types are also referred to as red, yellow, green, and blue. Now let's bring it a level down and examine each type separately. First, as always, D, the dominant, also known as the fiery red. These people are extroverted and focused on tasks. For red people, it's all about speed and getting stuff done. These are people with purpose, strong will, and determination. As red people are not so focused on people's emotions, they can come across as aggressive and ill-tempered. If a red person doesn't agree with you, he will let you know. Much like his verbal language, his body language is outgoing, extroverted, and direct. I believe Gordon Ramsay might be the most extreme example of red behavior. It's clear to see he's the loudest person in the kitchen. It's also clear that he cares more about making good food on time rather than not hurting anyone's feelings. Red types are excellent at drawing a line in the sand. They also have the critical perspective and the passion to make things better. If you drive a car with a red person sitting next to you and the traffic light goes green, he might tell you it's green before you have a chance to hit the speeder. Because red people get things done so quickly and reach decisions so quickly, they are often found in roles as managers. Thomas Eriksson, who wrote a book about the DISC assessment, named his book after a quote from a red person who felt he was surrounded by idiots. Next up, the sunshine yellow. The yellow person is spontaneous, merry, sociable, enthusiastic, talkative, persuasive, and positive. This type is also extroverted, but he is more focused on people and emotions than he is focused on tasks. Being great at talking and creating relationships, you often find yellow people in the role of a salesperson or a presenter. The yellow type loves to talk and have fun, sometimes even so much that the tasks at hand doesn't get done. For a yellow type, it's more important to be optimistic than to be realistic. The third personality type is the grass green. Being both introverted and focused on emotions, this type is calm, caring, tolerant, relaxed, and reliable. He often tries to avoid the spotlight and avoid conflicts. He is sympathetic and the ultimate listener. In the work life, green types are often great at considering everybody in the group's emotions and the ultimate team player good at finding compromises. Green types prefers it when everybody in the group is content and often goes a long way to ensure this. The method of the green is usually humble and subtle. After all, what is most honorable? To serve others or have others serve you? It takes a lot more to anger a green person, but once they get angry, their emotions spill out like a shaken champagne. The fourth personality archetype is the cool water blue. Being introverted and task-oriented. These people are logical, unassuming, data-driven. They think before they talk. They enjoy systematic thinking and compliance. The blue type loves to have all the data before he makes a decision and can be perfectionistic. This is great for high-quality decisions, but can be a problem where time is limited. In the work life, blue people are great in sciences that requires a lot of logical thinking, quality departments, compliance, and a lot of specialist functions. The blue type doesn't mind spending more time to get an exact answer. Being very detail-oriented, blue people are great at finding inconsistencies. As opposed to the yellow person, the blue person focuses more on being realistic than optimistic. For this reason, some blue people are perceived as being negative. Being both introverted and not so focused on people, the blue person is the one with the least body language. Some blue people might even argue that their body is just a tool to transport their head. The blue type is very good at gathering and remembering all the facts, but in group discussions they can sometimes feel overheard because of their introverted and less social behavior. So these are the 4 main behavior archetypes. One should keep in mind that these energies might be overused and will likely be perceived negatively if done so. The red type might be perceived as controlling, aggressive, and intolerant. The yellow might come across as frantic, attention-seeking, and flamboyant. The green might come across as stubborn and passive, while the blue might come across as cold and indecisive. The theory suggests that types that are polar opposites of each other have a larger tendency not to get along so well. For example, the blue type is more likely to think negatively of the yellow type and vice versa. Also, the red type is more likely to think negatively of the green type and vice versa. I believe this to go very well in line with what Carl Gustav Jung said in his famous quote: "Everything that irritates us about others can lead to an understanding of ourselves." I hope that this video has helped you get a clearer view of what the DISC assessment is. If you enjoyed this topic and you would like to know more, I suggest you take a look at Scott Schwafel's TED Talk. Or you can take a free online test to see which type of behavior resembles your behavior the most. You can also consider buying the book or the audiobook, Surrounded by Idiots. For this and more, check out the description below. If you have any feedback, please leave a comment. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please consider subscribing. Thank you.